everyone. Welcome to the show title Pending Podcast. We still don't know. Nah, that's all I got. No, but in all seriousness, today is a special day. It is our Christmas special episode. Ain't that right, Bravo?
That's right, Jason. And everybody knows our annual Christmas episode bonanza is one that the internet is always waiting for, given that it's the first year we're doing this. And to start off the holiday season, Jason, this totally wasn't pre-planned at all. Before the break, we ate a very, very stoked meal to get our energy going. Half a piece of bread, or one slice of bread each.
Yeah, I was about to say, was it really half? Because that felt like a full piece.
I ate it, and it felt like a quarter of a piece. And so I think I was asking you, like, back when I was younger, when my mom used to cook Christmas dinner, she was very stingy about like not letting anything go to waste or being touched before it's ready. And one time I was like, "Mom, can I have some like John Oliver? Was it John Oliver or like Oliver Twist?"
Oliver Twist, yeah. Who? John Oliver.
John, that's the host.
Dude from the fucking HBO show.
I was just like, Mama, more por favor, and she just like whack. He's like, "No, mijo, not until it is ready. Here, have some mayonnaise and bread." And so I was a kid, and I mean, I didn't really know how to make a sandwich, oddly enough. So my mom, I guess, expected me to, hey, go get some ham, put it between the slices, and just eat that till dinner's ready. I was just like, "Sí, mama." And so I just grabbed a big scoop of globule mayonnaise and just go, and I was just like, truly the Christmas spirit. And I just ate that, and I shit you not, I was throwing up the entire night right up to, I guess, the Christmas dinner. And I was like, a Christmas miracle emptied out the hole for me. But that had to be like the truest, cheapest meal I've gotten during this Christmas holiday season or whatever.
I'm trying to think for me. I think like maybe cheapest, but because my family gets together during Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, so we'll get like McDonald's to hold us.
The golden arches of holiday season.
McDonald's is always available. Please sponsor us. We could use your money.
We could, please. I mean, we'll eat those burgers. Oh, speaking of burgers, you saw that I ate my first Big Mac.
Yeah, I did.
What are your thoughts, Jason?
You fucking disappointed me. You put ketchup. I was gonna say mustard. You put ketchup on a Big Mac.
What's wrong with that?
You're just supposed to eat, when you first get something for the first time, just eat it the way it's presented and then add to it later.
Look, I know ketchup has been there with me and for me ever since I can remember.
That's like adding ketchup to ribs.
What's wrong with that?
I fucking hate you.
Ho, 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 holiday season.
I hope Santa comes and gives you like a dick in the bag or something.
Whose dick is that?
I don't know.
It's yours.
It's yours.
Oh, Dios mío.
Why is he Spanish?
He's the Reyes Magos. The three wise kings, for anyone who doesn't know. I remember when I was first told back in Mexico when I used to live there, my grandfather, bless his heart, he was just like, "Son, the Reyes Magos, as we call them, or the three Magi or something like that." He said, "They're going to bring you wonderful gifts." Now, mind you, I love growing up with my family. We weren't the richest, but I like talked to kids who like had a home. We had like a home-ish with a big hole. That's it. If it rained, tough shit. And so I'd be like, "Wow, 3 guys are gonna bring me gifts." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Is it like Santa Claus?" He's like, he kind of had to hesitate. He's just like, a little. I was like, "Great." Sure enough, they brought me like food, clothes, and like candy. And I was like, "Wow, this is fantastic. Where the fuck is my toy?" And my mom heard that and she's like, "Mijo?" "Yes." And she's like, "Come here." He's like, "What is it, mama?" And she's went, don't be treating your fucking family like that. "Okay, mother. Now go have a mayo sandwich." No, sorry. In that time, the tortilla sandwich.
The tortilla. Dude, I remember my folks are very religious.
Yeah.
Well, not my mom still believes. My dad's like, I don't practice anymore. Yeah. But you know, we grew up Catholic, and I think have you heard of Cathedral City?
Yeah.
Over there they have the the birth of Christ or something like that. It's like a play.
Uh-huh.
And I remember going there during one of the Christmas years. This is when I was younger, and Cathedral City has like a gift shop there, and I go there. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I went there, I'm looking at the gift shop. You know, for the most part, it's religious stuff, crosses, Bibles, those little pamphlets with like the religious quotes, and that sounds like candles and all. And then I get to the toy section, and in my head I'm like, okay. Even as a young kid, I knew the difference between like cheap toys and Toys R Us toys.
The good
stuff. So I was like, okay, I want to see what Cathedral City has. And I go to it, and I'm just looking, and of course they have these action figures. There was a character named Bible Man. And I was like, what is this? This is awesome. I bought it. Surprisingly, it was a very good toy. My mom was like, do you want this for Christmas? I was like, no, I kind of want it just to see if it's going to break easily. She just looked at me and she goes, are you serious? You want this? This is going to be a present. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. So we took it. And when we're watching The Birth of Christ, I was like, looking at the toy too, kind of reading like like toys would have like descriptions.
He's like, when does he come in?
Yeah, I was like, where's Bible Man with his dude? He had a lightsaber. It was yellow for holy light. And his villains. The thing about his villains was it used to be on like a cat. As I got older, I started doing more research on the character. Yeah. He was basically like Batman for Jesus. He was the bright light knight.
Bruce Wayne, I need you to uptake a task for me.
Dude,
what is it, Jesus?
His story was that he was like on down on his luck and all this stuff, and then like he was in the mud, I guess trying to kill himself or something, and then he found a Bible and he changed his life and he decided to fight for the Lord. I'm not even making this up. Like I wish we could pull it up and play it so the audience can hear it. This is a real thing. Look up Bible Man, and his villains were all like, I think his villains represented sin. But I always got this. I watched a couple of episodes on YouTube, and I'm like, I always got disappointed because I'm like, where's the devil? It's like the ultimate sin. Go fight that motherfucker.
Like the final boss.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Richter Belmont had to fight everybody to get to Dracula. Why can't this dude fight everybody?
Why can't Bible Man, make his way through the book?
Dude, I always laughed too. I was like, why doesn't he like get the Bible and hit him with it? That thing's thick as fuck.
What did he? Oh, he just uses like holy lightsaber.
He had like this like lightsaber thing, and they would have like lightsaber battles, and then I think he would punch you.
Beat the holy fist of the Lord.
beat the Lord's word into you. John 3:16 says, "Fuck off."
Ezekiel 5:25 says,
"Hasta la vista."
Hasta la vista, baby. Clench your ass cheeks and hold your groin. The holy light's about to enter you.
I don't even know what brought this up right now. Like literally, you said something and it must have triggered this memory.
Isaac, a quick note: we are not against Christianity or Catholicism, but it is funny as hell.
Oh god, dude! And was there just things you were growing up with as a kid, or like toys that you like? For me, there's things where I'll just have like a splur of the moment, like of nostalgia.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, what was this? Like for example, the other night, do you remember the game Crossfire?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that commercial?
Crossfire.
Crossfire.
It was like Steel Panther, wasn't it?
I don't know who it was. All I remember was there's two kids in that commercial.
Whoa.
One kid was like in leather jacket. The other one looked like, just a white kid from the 90s.
And trust me, you all know exactly what that looks like.
And they're all surrounded. Like all these kids are like surrounding this arena. And these two kids are like in a fucking fire pit of death. And the one kid who lost got sent to hell. He just went straight to hell. We never heard from him again. And I was right at the end, Crossfire by Hasbro. Like, dude, you just claimed the kid's life. What the fuck?
Orders of the Underworld not included.
Oh my god! Like it was shit like that.
God, that's right. He got sent straight to hell.
He got sent to oblivion. He went to the void of nothingness.
I think I remember one because I had speaking of toys. Because that, of course, makes the holiday season. Not spending time with your family or...
no, it's the gifts.
It's the gifts.
Let's just be honest.
Well, it's real. That's what we're all here for. Jesus, he's got a lot of birthdays. Gifts are forever. No. But there was a couple gifts that I do remember, right on the top of my head. Now, I don't know if this was a gift that I got for Christmas or like those Happy Meal gift toys, because back then they were good. Right?
Yeah.
It was like an airplane. I don't know if I mentioned this in a previous podcast, but it was a little airplane, like those bombers from World War II, where like the parachute man would come out of, or the airborne. But the top face like opened up, and it was like a monster. Like they were monsters inside these machine truck things.
Those were Happy Meal toys, I believe.
Yeah. But the one toy that I said, I want this, it was a Toys R Us. One of the few toys my father ever bought for me at Toys R Us. Because he's like, mijo, do we look rich to you? And I was like, but I got good grades. He's like, that's your job. But it was a Power Rangers. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess I don't know if it was during the car era. The second generation of Turbo.
Yeah.
Or
no,
another.
That was the fourth. It was Power Rangers the original.
Yeah.
It had the Thunder Megazord.
The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, the Mighty Morphin. Then we had Zeo, and then it went to Turbo. So that's the third iteration.
Okay. But this was like the base of the Power Rangers, which is like a walking tank.
It was gold, right?
No, it was silver, or like grayish silver. And it would open up its mouth and like all.
Was it a turtle?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Because that sounds like Zeo.
I mean, damn.
Give me a second.
But okay, let's see as he looks it up.
Yeah.
But this thing, I was like, oh, wow! It's like, because it was at my height, so I was like,
was it like a pyramid?
No, it looked like it was like a flat pancake with like a face up front that opened up its mouth, like it had teeth. And it would open up. It's a walking base, and it would like release a bunch of I guess the Zoids, and it would transform into a massive Megazord.
That does sound like Turbo now.
But this toy was like, I think $80. And my dad's like, I'm gonna spend $80 on you. I'm like, don't you love me, Dad? He's like, when your fall report card comes in, we're gonna find out. But sure enough, he bought it for me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's the Turbos.
No, this was like a mega version of that Zoid. I mean, it'll come up, but
is that it?
No, I'll find it.
No, now you got me.
Now, because it was cool,
dude. Power Rangers was my life as a kid, so I'm trying to figure it out.
So here's the whole point of the story: is I get it, and my brother wants to play with it.
Oh.
And so I'm like, all right, I'll let him play with it. But my parents are like, oh, let your brother play with it. But like, it's my toy. Like, I got like 2 minutes with it. He's getting like a whole hour. So I don't know what I did. But I grabbed it because it was flat. Like, imagine a pan.
Mm-hmm.
It was that kind of flat. I grabbed it. I was like, it's mine. And this is the first time I ever let child jealousy get in the way. I smacked him in that face with my Megazord. And to this day, it has to be the greatest gift I have ever gotten.
You just slapped the shit out of him?
It was both a pinnacle of entertainment and a weapon to be used.
It's a pimp slap.
That and a life-size version of Buzz Lightyear.
That would have scared the fuck out of me.
Not like a doll version like this tall.
That still would scare the...
And, you would push the buttons, and they were just great. They're like, a space ranger is like, no, that's Woody. I was going to say there's a snake in my boots. But, yeah, those are usually the toys, because I didn't really play much with toys. I was usually,
No.
You're still... yeah, don't worry. It'll come up. But wait, Jason, do you hear that?
What?
It's sound effects we have yet to put in post. Today, you have come across the special edition of the Show Title Pending Podcast, given that it's Christmas. We've gotten to the carol section of this podcast. Jason Priguero and Ryan Bravo will now perform Silent Night in the AWD Loot version. One moment, please. I need to look up the lyrics.
All right,
here we go.
We actually doing the whole carol. We're doing
the whole fucking carol. Yeah, we're doing
God.
this. What Google's giving us. There will be no music because of copyright infringement.
Isn't this copyright infringement too?
Is it Destiny's Child?
Oh God, I think that's Destiny's Child.
Let's go to Christmas song, Silent Night lyrics.
Christmas Carol.
Silent Night Carol. Please hold for technical difficulties.
Carol lyrics.
Here it is.
Wait, it's still Destiny's Child.
Is it a song?
I think it could just be their song that they did their version of.
Oh, okay. Well, please don't sue us. Are you ready?
Yes.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round your
What the fuck does that say?
mother and child.
Whoa. Wait.
Holy,
These are the words. These are the
holy infant, so tender and mild.
We are so out of sync.
Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly. Way to phone it in. Sleep in heavenly. I don't know where the fuck.
Yeah,
without music, this really sucks.
All right, go back to Silent Night.
Silent. We skipped the whole part.
Dude, it's repeating. It's on a repeat.
Holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round the young virgin, mother and child.
I'm pretty sure we're saying that wrong.
Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior. Christ the Savior is born. And that has been the rendition of Silent Night by Jason Brigero and Ryan Bravo from AWD Loot. That was a wonderful song there, Jason.
I like the last.
Without even looking at each other, we knew.
Christ the Savior.
Christ gets on grunge metal. Oh man, we have no idea what the hell we're doing.
That sounded like propaganda. Oh, that was the best.
And that has been the Carol segment of the Christmas special of Show Title Pending. I mean, look. Oh, speaking of Christmas, some people go to the snow, right?
They go to the snow?
Yes, like they go to snowy places to kind of get that. Well, here's
I thought you meant like they just go to snow. Like, here we are.
just like
have a ball.
Well, it's funny you should say that because I've only experienced snow like once or twice in my life. Now, my dad being, you know, who he is and his friends being who they are, they're like, hey, why don't we go up to Big Bear? I say that because as we're going up to Big Bear, and of course, you know, you got to put the chains on the tires and it's a big long trek. When they're going up there, they find out how much it is to really like have a day at Big Bear. And my dad's like, fuck no. So he does, and we have the sleighs, everything. He stops at a fucking bank next to the highway that's leading up to Big Bear. Like, mushes himself in, like, past the guard railing. Goes up and says, well, you guys kids want it snow? There it is. And it's just a slop of snow, some, like, dark, muddy shit. And we're just like, you serious? And my dad's like, have a ball. And so what I did, because I didn't know how fast sledding really is, this is my first time on the snow. So my dad takes me like halfway up and I'm like, I think this is high enough. And he's like, don't be a pussy. He takes me up as high as a snowbag can go until it's trees. And he's like, there we go. He's like, okay, Dad, are you going to get on? He's like, I'm too big for that shit. You're on your own. And he puts me in and he just pushes me. And it's like that, like slow-mo moment when I give him that look like, why have you forsaken me, father? And just whoom, going down. Mind you, these weren't professional sleighs. They were the ones that we bought at like the Big Lots or the whatever before we left. Mm-hmm. So they had like steering wheels.
Yeah.
Which all it was is you pull this plank and it shoves a piece of like plastic to guide the sleigh in a different way. Well, for anybody out there who's ever thinking of buying cheap things, don't. Because I immediately pull both. I'm pulling one and the other and it's going side to side. I'm like, wait a minute. I'll pull both and I could brake. I pull both, and sure enough, that old Ryan Bravo luck, I pull those plastics just as I'm going over a piece of rock, mm-hmm. and it just rips it off, and I'm just like, oh my god. And sure enough, I am gaining momentum, and I'm like, okay, if I just bail out right now, I can, you know, get some. I'm thinking of all these survival tactics, and my mom's like, hi baby, you're going down, and she's like, Ay, Dios mío, he's going pretty fast. And my dad's like, yeah. Sure enough, I'm like, okay, bail now. And just as I'm now, there was like a tree stump that was perfectly aligned where I just go, Foom! And I'm just like, so this is how I die. And mind you, right? Imagine yourself standing right side up, right?
Yeah.
Now get your head and your feet. And just start rotating them. Start rotating them till you take a quarter turn. And then your head is now upside and your feet on the top. Imagine a little like 12-year-old smashing right into the side of the van. Just boom, knocking all the snow that was on top of the van right off onto me.
Did you cry?
Oh, the pain stopped my tear ducts, but I was like, because it knocked the air out of me. I come down. I mean, I'm there. Everybody was like, oh my God, Ryan, are you okay? Mijo. And my dad is like, so, want to go again? And I'm like, and that was my first time ever in the snow. What about you, Jason? Have you ever had fun in the snow?
Not really. In fact, I only think I've seen snow once in my life. I went up to the mountains and my dad's like, here's some snow. We pulled over and like I made a snowball. I threw it at him. He threw one at me and then we went off. That was it. That was the highlight of my snow adventure.
Truly a father and son.
At least your dad let you sled. I just do a piece of stuff, and then my snow had rocks in it.
Oh no, my entire body was crushed practically. I mean, okay, like, what kind of gifts do you give your family? Like for mine, for example,
money.
We kind of give each other money.
You know what's funny? You bring that up because my mom is about presentation, and
she likes the pomp and circumstance.
I guess, yeah. But for example, you and me, we're kind of, I'm pretty sure your family feels the same way. If you give someone money, they're never going to turn it down. Yeah. Now, granted, it may not be the nicest looking gift, but I feel that if you give someone money, they can always get what they really want. Yeah. My mom feels, though, that it's tacky, and we have to put effort into it. So I'm like, well, if I get like a gift card, all I'm doing is just limiting the person of spending their money. Now they can only spend it at a store. Granted, I get it. Like, you did put some effort into it, but now it's like, well, you can't use that money to get something else. Like, I know a lot of my older family members don't use Amazon. Yeah. And I'm not saying about my cousin. I'm talking about like my older family. The ones that are going to go to dun 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 dun. You know who you are.
How subtle.
You know who you are. But yeah. So I'm more of like, let me just give you the money because you could get what you want. But my mom is more of the put some fucking effort into it. And I'm like,
fine. I guess I'll love.
Yeah.
For me, there was a time where we were getting like gifts and there was stuff with love, and then somehow or another we kind of just grew sick of each other. Out of love. And we just started giving each other money, but like my dad would give me $100, I would give him $100. Yeah. So we'd really get nothing in return. Yeah. But we just give ourselves permission to spend $100. And even now, like for my brother, I get him like, because he's on Steam and stuff like that, so I get a gift card for that sort of thing. My mother as well, like, Mom, here's extra money that I give my dad because you need it. But the best, I guess you could say, Christmas gift I ever chose was that a white elephant thing. You know what that is, right?
No.
White elephant Christmas is where everybody gets a gift for the white elephant Christmas. You put them on the tree, and each of you takes a turn. It's like, all right, I want this gift, and you open it up. And the next person can take a gift from the rest of the pile or take your gift. Oh. Yeah. You've never done it?
No.
I've done it multiple times, but this one. So I was in band. I was in the drum line, and I'm not gonna name any names, but
you know who you are.
You know who you are. So in this one, I was kind of working to kind of get into this tight niche group that was the drumline because they were very close, and I was like, the new kid. So I went like, I forgot what I bought. It was something very meaningful, like, oh, these guys could use it. So we get there, and so one of the guys says, hey, Bravo. He's like, wow, that package over there is looking pretty big, dude. I was just like, oh, hell yeah. I mean, thanks, man. Maybe I'll pick that one. So they let me go first. Like, Bravo, since you're new, you get to go first. Like, cool. And I'm like, this guy told me this was big, so I'm going to go for it. So I grab it. I open it with such glee. It was a Power Fuckmaster 2000 dildo.
Was it really?
It was. It was a fucking highly enhanced dildo with like all these features, which at first I was like, what the fuck? At second I was like, wow, this is a lot of work engineering wise. And it was like it was like a good old like 8-inch, like just thick. I remember it was blue because it really caught me by surprise. All the people in band were just busting up laughing because they got me, you know?
Yeah.
And I can't get rid of this. And I have to bring this home because my mom wants to know what I got at the white elephant thing. So, sure enough, these guys are going, you know, their turns. They don't get my gift. They get their own, blah, blah, blah. So we come across this couple that was in the band, in the drum line. Let's just call them Becky and Paul, okay? Now, Becky and Paul were not afraid to show intimacy around us. And we were, again, a very tight-knit group later on. But they were not a show intimacy. So, Becky looks at me, and I'm kind of giving, like, she's my last hope. I'm like, please take this from me. And she just gave me like a look like, I got you, bro. and at first I was like, thank you. And I was like, what? She's like, you seem very excited about this. And she's like, I want Bravo's gift. And everybody stopped laughing. They're like, what? He's like, give me the dildo, Bravo. And I was just like, here you go. And she grabs it like it's like a pussycat, like, yes. And she looks over at Paul and gives him a smile like, oh, you know what we're doing with this. And Paul goes from a smile like, what? And I think I ended up getting like a very fancy pen or some shit. But that day, there was a lot of love and gift giving that day. From me to you, and from Becky to Paul. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. But that was like the weirdest like white elephant. And there's another name for it.
Yeah.
Like gift exchange something or other or something. Yeah, but the usual term is white elephant. But yeah, that had to be the weirdest, and that was like my sophomore or junior year in high school. So
my story is not that like that, but it was still funny. My little cousin got a present he didn't like. He goes, "What do you think?" He goes, "This sucks." He throws it.
He, as the kids would say, he yeeted it.
He fucking threw it, and I was laughing. And my aunt was mad. He went and go slap the shit out of him.
I mean, look, you gotta be honest. Like, okay, speaking like we're in our mid to late 20s, right? We as kids, we would be like, you know, we want to.
We're in our late 20s, going. Well, you're in your mid. Yeah. I'm in my late 20s, going into my early 30s.
Well, that's what I said, mid to late 20s. Moved on. But like when we were kids, obviously we wanted like toys or video games or something physical that we could entertain ourselves with.
So we got socks.
Now as we're older, all right?
I need socks.
Anytime it's just like, please give me socks. Please give me socks. Congratulations, it's a new car. I don't need that shit. You know the down payments on this thing? Or like glassware. Because I'm realizing now, I'm like, man, I could really go for some like underwear or shirts or.
It's funny because I threw away a lot of my old clothes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if I can get me some sweatpants this year for my aunt.
and I mean, I guess you start to realize during the Christmas season, you know, you are the Santa if you have children, or, you know, you are the gift giver, you have friends or family. And you really start to realize, like, what the fuck is this holiday about? I get it, that's about, you know, Christ. But let's be honest, a lot of people aren't really that religious anymore. And those who are, great. But, like...
It's just tradition.
I mean, yes, it's a tradition of doing this every single year. And, like, for me and my family, like, my father, he usually gets a life tree every year. This time he just bought one. And it's just like, man, things are changing. And everybody's just like, yeah, I just can't do this shit no more. And I was like, I wonder what traditions we here at AWD Loot can make. So that all of you young children out there, boys, girls, non-binary, whatever you call them, the rest, with no discrimination included, will marvel at the traditions that AWD Loot will provide you from the internet, because everyone knows you listen to people over the internet. And so, Jason, what are some traditions that you wish we have? And given that this is our annual, first time ever Christmas special podcast,
you want me to give a tradition?
Let's start a tradition right now.
So here's a good one. Any of you who are not contributing to society, every year on Christmas, I want you to just get up and walk on the freeway.
Oh my God, Jason.
Just do me that favor. Just get out of my way by getting in my way so I can hit you with my car.
Let's see. I mean, for me at some point, once we have like an office and money.
We're gonna throw people off the roof.
No. Unless they don't meet their employee evaluation. You're in this game. We treat
You're
this as a
in it to
gang. You're in it forever or you're dead. No one leaves the Odd Loot gang. But like, I know at some point I would like to like cook you guys like a holiday feast, with all the trimmings of Costco related things I could just put in the oven and bake. But like, because of course the wonderful segment of our caroling moment was we should bring this to the world.
Oh God, our singing.
Dude, do you want to do that? Like every year we always, when we have more people, do a Christmas carol in the old Odd Loot style fashion.
Where we just look up a carol and then fucking butcher.
Just butcher it to pieces.
What? So next year we're doing Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz
With
Navidad.
complete non-Spanish speaking people. Feliz Navidad. Oh man, but I mean, all year round, I can always be thankful for just the things that happen, this year. Even though it's not the end of the year, it's stuff to be thankful for. Like me personally, I'm thankful we're actually doing this a lot more often. We're actually getting into shape and doing stuff going, getting stuff rolling. I am thankful for Jason for being a thorn on my fucking side every single moment of my life.
I'm thankful that I have that opportunity to do that for you.
You're very welcome. The only guy in the world who calls me when I'm taking a shit every single time. He's like, yo,
do I really?
Yes.
Man, your bowels suck.
Yeah. Jason, anything you're thankful for?
I am. Thankful I have a job. Thank you, FD Photo Studios. Doing some
some shameless plugins right there.
Yeah. Thank you for that one. You made me less stressful on my bills this year. I guess thankful for my family. Thankful for... Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Just thankful. Thankful I haven't died yet. So, hey, that's... I woke up this morning, I'm like, I'm alive.
It's good to know that I was included in that prayer. It's fine.
Oh, and,
no, it's fine. It's fine. We're moving on. Moving segment.
Okay, cool.
Okay, segment. Next segment is we are reading a legendary Christmas carol called Legend of the Thunder Oak by William S. Walsh, a Scandinavian intermediate 3-minute read. What the fuck? So, if I may, Jason. Legend of the Thunder Oak. No, I'm talking.
Oh, you're reading?
I'm reading.
Okay.
If you want to add like sound effects to the creating the imagination of the viewer or the listener, please go right ahead.
Okay.
When the heathen raged through the forest of the ancient Northland, there grew a giant tree branching with huge limbs towards the clouds. It was the Thunder Oak of the god of war, Thor. Thither, under cover of night, heathen priests were wont to bring their victims, both men and beast, and slay them upon the altar of the thunder god. There in the darkness was wrought many an evil deed, while human blood was poured forth and watered the roots of the gloomy tree, from whose branches deepened the mistletoe. What the the fateful plant that sprang from the blood-fed veins of the oak. That's where the mistletoe came from?
Fuck if I know, dude. You're looking at me like I'm some fucking historian.
So gloomy and terror-written was the spot on which grew the tree that no beast of field or forest would lodge beneath its dark branches, nor would birds nest or perch among its gnarled limbs. Long, long ago, on a white Christmas Eve, Thor's priests held their winter rites beneath the Thunder Oak. Through the deep snow of the dense forest hastened throngs of heathen folk, all intent on keeping the mystic feast of the mighty Thor. In the hush of the night, the folk gathered in the glade where stood the trees. You could chime in any fucking time, dog.
I mean, I'm kind of curious to see where this story is going. You want me to pick up from you?
No, I'll finish it.
All right. This ain't no 3-minute read. This is a fucking lie.
Closely they pressed around the great altar stone under the overhanging boughs where stood the white-robed priest. Clearly shone the moonlight on all. Then from the altar flashed upward the sacrificial flames. Great addition. Casting their lurid glow on the straining face of the human victims awaiting the blow of the priest's knife. Holy shit.
This is turning into a stuff.
Damn, this thing got metal. But the knife never fell, for from the silent avenues of the dark forest came the good Saint Winfred and his people. Oh my god. Swiftly, the saint drew from his girdle a shiny axe.
Oh, fuck.
Fiercely, he smote the thunder oak, hewing a deep gash in its trunk. And while the heathen folk gazed in horror and wonder, the bright blade of the axe circled faster and faster around Saint Winfred's head, and the flakes of wood flew far and wide from the deepening cut in the body of the tree.
That hurts.
Fucking Christ. Suddenly, there was heard overhead the sound of a mighty rushing wind. A whirlwind blast struck the tree. It gripped the oak from its foundation. Backward it fell like a tower, groaning as it split into four pieces. Yeah, groaning, but a tree groans?
I think it's supposed to be when the tree was falling and
yeah. But just behind it, unharmed by the ruin, stood a young fir tree.
Let me talk at the last part.
Okay.
Keep going.
Pointing its green spire to heaven, Saint Winfred dropped his axe and turned to speak to the people. Joyously, his voice rang out through the crisp winter air.
This little tree, young children of the forest, shall be your holy tree tonight. It is the tree of peace. Of your houses are built of fire. It is the sign of endless life.
That's fir.
Fir. It's a little hard to read from this part. Where is it? It is a sign of endless life, where it leaves of forever green. See, however, it points upward to the heavens. Let this be called the tree of the Christ child. Gather around it, nor not in the wild wood, but in your own homes. Dishes will shelter no deeds of blood, but living gifts and rites of kindness. So shall the peace of the white Christ reign in the hearts.
And with the songs of joy, joys of multitude of heathen folk took up the little fir tree and bore it to the house of their chief. And there, with goodwill and peace, they kept the holy Christmas tide. Christmas. And that, young children, is the origin of why we cut up trees and put them in our home.
Wait, was that really the origin?
That's the origin, yeah. You could always thank when you look up at the shining star and the beautiful lights of your Christmas tree.
Pretty sure someone died.
Thank you, Thor.
Someone died when they wrote that story.
It was a sacrificial tree. Woo. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this special event Christmas podcast, annual always giving, first time ever. We'll work on the title later. As always, have yourselves a wonderful Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, bonanza, holiday seasons. From me, Bravo.
And me, Jason.
And Kermit D. Frog. We wish you all a happy holidays and a happy new year. Please, for God's sakes, watch our content. We need money.